Having been on the mats now for so long and been in all these stressful situations, are there any parallels you can take away from wrestling or from jiu-jitsu and grappling that have helped you or you can transition into lessons in life, business, and being a Secret Service agent?
100%, right? So I'll start with just the super like practical objective one, right? And so like I look at it from a job as a law enforcement officer, right? Or even for self-defense. We could even expand this out. I think there's three results for a fight. I can win, I can lose, or I can draw. Right? That's it. I haven't had anybody yet say to me, "No, there's a fourth," right? So I think there's three. So let's look at untrained. Okay, untrained. Maybe I get a lucky punch. That's just not even worth it. So now let's look at like striking arts. So karate, boxing, Muay Thai. So let's say I win that fight. In my position, now you've got me hammering a suspect, and it's going to be on video, probably on Fox News. Whether I'm justified or not, is that the best look for me and for my agency? Okay. Let's say I'm not in law enforcement, I'm a real estate agent, and I get into an altercation outside a bar and everyone's got their camera phones up and I'm trying to close a multi-million-dollar deal. And now there's me on camera hammering somebody, with punches and kicks. Okay. So I win that. Let's say I tie that fight. Okay, I hit this person, they're trained, they hit me back, so now the fight's over, and I'm missing teeth and black eye and bleeding, and so are they. Not a result I want as a Secret Service agent. In a self-defense situation, not a result I want. I've got to go to work the next day, I've got meetings, and now I look like this. I'm probably going to get sued. Maybe I sue them back, but now I'm in a big thing. Okay, and then third, I lose the fight. I try to punch them or hit them. They're a better striker than me. They knocked me unconscious and not good in any walk of life. Okay. So now let's look at jujitsu. I can win the fight. I have my hands on that person. I can take them to the ground and safely and effectively control them without them getting too hurt, unless I need to do something damaging to preserve my life or my well-being or someone else's, right? But generally, a lot of times you take someone down and control them, there'll be a point where they stop being assaultive. And you know this from training, right? So let's say I tie this fight. That person takes me down. Well, I put them in my guard. I wrap up their arms and I hold on. In my case, I've got backup coming quickly, right? If we're out in public, there's other people that are going to break that up and the cops are going to come. So this is good for me and I can protect myself. And let's say I lose this altercation, right? We go on the ground, someone passes, and I'm just kind of covering up and in side control and holding on. It's still not a horrible loss for me, right? And if any of those situations wind up on the news or on YouTube or Instagram, those aren't as embarrassing and they're not as damaging to my brand, whether I'm a Secret Service agent or a business person. I'm skewing statistics. So two of the three outcomes of knowing jujitsu in a fight, or I can tie and I can win, are good for me. So I've got a 66 and 2/3% chance of this going well, right? Where if I'm in the striking arts, I've got a 33 and a third percent chance of me winning the fight, which still not might be well for me because it's going to be on video. And then there's the public perception of how that looks. I think even more for business, right? Like you're trying to close a big deal and you're on Instagram beating the living shit out of somebody, punching them in the face, kneeing them. There's not too many companies I know of, and we do a lot of private sector outreach. There's not too many companies I know of that would want to do business with someone like that.
Dude, it's a great
So
answer. It reminds me of a couple of things too. Like I was laughing because it's like if you talk to a guy this weekend at your gym and you go, "What'd you do this weekend?" It's like, "Oh man, I fought in a huge high-level jujitsu competition with some of the most dangerous grapplers in the world." It's like, "Well, how you do?" It's like, "I had 15 fights and I won them all." It's like, "You look pretty good." It's like, "Yeah,
yeah,
yeah."
yeah,
Then you look at like bare knuckle from this weekend
yeah,
and you look at the guy, you're like, "Oh my goodness, that guy got beat up so bad." It's like, dude, he was the winner. Like,
yeah.
like he's
Yeah,
nuts.
it's tough, right? So like that's kind of what I took away from it. And then the other thing is like I have a comfort level. I try not to say confident level because your confidence can always be rattled, right? And I would argue to say that if your confidence can't be rattled, you're probably not a super high performer. So I have a comfort level when I'm working, especially that and an awareness. And I think I project that to the public. I'm comfortable with you, you're comfortable with me, but I'm also very comfortable if this turns physical, right? I don't want it to. I don't ask for that. It's a bad day for everyone if that happens, but you have this comfort level that could come across as confident, but I wouldn't really call it that, right? Because confidence wavers, right? Comfort doesn't.